Welcome back to the wonderful, beautiful, a bit shonky tonight, down on cameras and a grumpy Sophie, Chelsea football fancast. That's quite a title, isn't it?
It's a true title.
It's a true title.
I'm all right.
Right, we will obviously manfully be doing our best to cheer Sophie up during the next hour and a half or so, but until then, I'm afraid we just have to talk about football. There's no other option for it. But thankfully, we're talking about a fantastic, a brilliant Chelsea performance last Saturday. I mean, I was just so... I wish I'd been there to enjoy it firsthand, but it was a cracking match. Thing that really struck me, people. I mean, you might have got a better sense of this having been there, but it struck me that when Chelsea score an early goal like that inside 49 seconds, it really helps with the confidence. And every time we score early, we seem to do really, really well. When we don't score for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, first half.
Get frustrated.
They came out with a completely different attitude for the first 30 seconds. Yeah. You could see they were absolutely on top of them. They really pressed from the very beginning. It was the most energetic start that I've seen all season. So it was no surprise to me.
Although they got a bit lucky with that first goal. I mean, guilty Sigurdsson, as they now call him.
But they created the pressure. You can't.
They did.
They really just. It was a surge forward. I haven't commented on it when I was watching it, but watching it in the pub, and it was just. That opening sequence was just a whole series of blue shirts rushing at them.
No, no wonder
they made the errors.
Do you think, Charlie, that they I mean, I think I talked a little bit about this last week, but, I wonder if and I mentioned that the difference between this version of Mourinho's side compared to the one in 2004-05, that they don't have the leaders on the pitch. They are a bit fragile mentally, and... that's what I mean. When they get an early goal, you suddenly see the confidence seep through them, and they suddenly start playing and believing that they are world beaters.
I mean, in fact, I think it's been quite a common theme, that ridiculously early goal. It's been a common theme of Mourinho's second spell in charge. It's happened quite a few times. The Arsenal famous 6-0 game, we scored very, very early on. We scored very early on against Stoke earlier in the year. We scored a couple of times in the first or second minute.
They play brilliant football, they batter them.
Because this side is so explosive, and sometimes, a lot of the teams we play are obviously, man for man, a lot worse than Chelsea.
It also stops the opposition from defending.
Exactly.
They've got to come out.
Go straight for it. We've got fantastic players like Hazard and Willian, who can get straight up there, and Costa, who can bully people straight from the off. And if a team's not set up exactly right, we can easily have a goal in the first 3 minutes. And you've seen it quite a few times.
That's pretty much what happened.
You've actually seen it quite a few times from a lot of teams in general. Last season there was a lot of crazy...
Liverpool did it a lot, didn't they?
Yeah, Liverpool did it a lot. Man City did it a lot. And it's quite a common thing now, I think, where teams won't actually try and play themselves into a game. They will actually go for hell for leather in the first 5 minutes.
Policy, if you ask me.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, would you agree with that, Sophie? Is that what you liked about it, apart from the fact that Oscar scored inside 49 seconds?
I did want to say, though, did you think that, when I watched Match of the Day, because I wasn't able to watch the full game, which was a shame, seeing as we won 5-0.
But you should have watched it on Sky. They pretty much had the whole... It was Match of the Day on Sky.
I wasn't, but I was working. I was all preoccupied.
You were out getting drunk, weren't you?
I was later on in the evening, that was a good evening.
You were partying,
we'll talk
Sophie,
about that
be
later.
honest.
Can I just say I won £30 in the casino?
Did you really?
I got £30 out, and I lost it all, won it back. Lost it all, went up to 50 quid, lost it all, and then doubled my money on some.
What are you doing in the casino?
Quid. I'm always in the casino late night.
You work there?
No.
You're being taken there by rich Arabs and things?
No. We got one of those buggies that has the music in to Marvel Arch and went in the casino. Great times. Anyway.
Which casino?
Barracuda.
Barracuda.
Love that one.
That was my local casino.
I used to work.
Well, I used to work round the corner from there.
Honestly, I'm always
when I first moved to London. I used to go there all the time.
Perseverance.
Barracuda.
Patience, yeah.
What did annoy me about the Swansea game, sorry?
You want to bring it back to football?
No, I'd have bet on 4-0, which would have been about 300 quid, so Andrew Schiller's not my pal at the minute. But anyway,
I predicted 2-1 on TalkSport on Friday night. I said that... I mean, I was adamant to Goldstein, who was trying to wind me up with a, we're a hard side to beat. And I said, Andy, if Chelsea play, if they're at it from the minute, word go, they will win because they are a better team and they have better players than Swansea. So jog off or jog on.
Well, I was going to say, do you think that Oscar, because it seemed to me at the very start he was playing more of like an up front role? Yeah. Do you not think? Like it's like as if Mourinho told him to like.
Well, he does play in the number 10 position.
I know, but he
supposed to.
just seemed a bit more.
Nobody, as I said, he pushed them all forward.
Yeah, like he
Yeah.
did. Like it just seemed a bit different. And I thought that was the difference.
Yeah, I mean, he does come deep a lot, but I think you're right. He was almost just playing just off Costa.
And that's where I like to see him play.
Swansea had no midfield to
Oscar
speak
and Costa
of,
have
really.
got quite a good partnership
Yeah,
going on, haven't they, at the
they have.
moment?
Oscar
They
da
must have
Costa.
discussed this in the
Oscar-
change
oh,
room.
Oscar
Do you know who Oscar da
Totally.
Costa is?
Oscar dos Santos.
I'm going to teach you something. I'm going to learn you something now. I'm going to
No.
educate you,
Go on
missus.
then.
Yeah. Oscar da Costa was the fat Samoan lawyer in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, written by my favourite author, Hunter S. Thompson.
I don't know.
You
who
read that
is.
book?
No.
You should try. You'd like
I'm
it.
not very.
It's full of madness, isn't it, Jonathan?
Yes, it is.
There's a great. I'll tell you what. Make it easy for you, so just watch the Terry Gilliam film. It's pretty good.
Right. Okay. Terry.
Okay.
Johnny Depp, yeah.
Benicio del Toro plays
Terry
Oscar da Costa, the fat Samoan lawyer. So there you go.
Okay, I'll
You
do
learned
it.
something today. One of the things I wanted to talk about. Sorry,
I was going to
Jonathan.
say you ought to have a literary area in the show
And
every
welcome to the Chelsea Football Fancast Book Club.
week. Wither the arts.
There you go. We've done a little bit we've enlightened people tonight, I feel, Jonathan. To get back to the football?
Let's.
Okay. Feel free to thump me at any time you like
Okay.
tonight, Sophie. I can take it, all right?
What have you been
Alrighty-ho.
reading recently?
Books about psychology,
Of course you
sadly.
have.
The politics of psychoanalysis. Yeah, I don't recommend it. Right, can we talk about football? Now you want me to. Now you're getting me to want to talk about football. If you just mention that, I'll be off. Right. One of the things I loved most about this match, Sophie, apart from the fact that Oscar was brilliant, apart from the fact, he scored 2 goals and all of that, and we scored 5. I just thought the build-up play and the passing were just beautiful, and the goals themselves were also stunning. What did you think about
Everything
that?
was great. Yeah.
Wonderful, wasn't it?
Oscar's quite capable of scoring goals from like quite a far distance, isn't he? Like he does. Like most of his goals do seem to come from. near
He likes
the
a shot.
You should have a
he
dip
does.
more often.
Yeah.
They
He
should
does,
all, as
'cause
we've
it's-
said,
And
they
he's got
should
a lot of
all have a
pace in
dip
him as
more
well.
often.
I mean, it's having those shots like from far out and being a bit more clinical is exactly what we missed in the
In
last 3 or
Southampton.
4 away games.
I'm going to have to start. Well, actually, it's further down. I'm going to have to start sending you the script because you keep getting into stuff that I want to talk to. You see, if I actually sent you the script, you wouldn't. Hands up, all those that think it would be a good idea if I actually emailed the script to the chaps and the chapasses before the show, so whatever.
We'd never look at it.
No, I know. Actually, do you know what? To be fair, I did try that for about 2 years, and none of the boys ever read it. Ever. We're so
we like the
unprofessional.
spontaneity there.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Well, it doesn't work because I'm not spontaneous, all right? I'm
Yeah, okay.
methodical,
Okay.
organised,
Yeah.
process-driven,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
But, without... it's awful. Like, discussing this match, it's very easy to sound like a gooner, isn't it? But, we kept possession for 60 passes over 3 minutes.
Yes, yes.
I
that
only know
quite
this because they
incredible?
said it on Match of the Day.
Was that better
all right?
than the Leeds game against, who were they playing, Southampton?
No, do you know what? It wasn't. Because I didn't see it live, because even I was a bit too young then, but I've seen that video millions
And
of
how
times.
many passes was that?
I
then?
don't remember, but the great thing about that, well, as a neutral, which I'm not really, but the great thing about that was that they absolutely took the mick out of Southampton.
They did.
They were nutmegging him, they were doing little flicky up
And
volleys.
also all the fans were shouting "Ole" every single time.
They were being what
Yeah.
Leeds were, which we can't
Yeah.
actually mention this because we'll get taken off air if I mention what I really would like to mention about them. But that was slightly better for me. We're going to talk about that again later as well, funny
Oh
enough.
no!
But what about that? the
Preempted
whole
it
possession
again.
for 60 minutes, it was just brilliant.
Do you know? I think because Swansea and Gary's quite a good manager, isn't he?
Gary Monk.
Yeah, I think he's a all-round manager.
There's
He's
a
young and good.
song waiting to be sung about Gary Monk.
Oh please. Hang on. No. I was just going to say that I think
Give us a hint, Chidge.
aside
It
from
begins
the
with
passing,
Monk.
Oh God, for God's sake!
What does that rhyme
Aside-
with, Chidge? Sorry.
Funk.
Funk. Yeah. Bunk.
Punk.
Punk.
I don't know what you got to try and sound. I'm going to Google. Right. Anyway, aside from the good passing,
Says the girl who introduced me as a thought last week. I googled that and I found out what it
Oh.
meant. I don't know whether to blush or what, Sophie.
Don't blush, it's not a good thing. Anyway, I did think, aside from the passing and everything like that, that Swansea I don't think they're a bad team at all. I think they're normally much better than that. And I think the early goal went in, that sort of wrecked their confidence. And then they made that stupid back pass mistake, which was worse
Guilty
than a normal back
Sigurdsson.
card. But it was worse than like a normal back one that's just runs
Hang
into
on a
one of our
minute.
players.
That's in part 3, Charlie. You should read the script too.
Oh, no, but do you know what I mean? And then after that, to be honest, even sort of the normal way that you're playing, what are you not saying? Let me finish what I'm saying.
Keep going, girl.
Normally, when you've done something like that and then you do something which is sort of childlike, or I don't know what you would call it, is you start playing worse than you play normally.
I just don't think they could get the ball.
No,
I don't think, just that we were so fantastic. It's impossible. So if somebody can't get the ball, they're not going to be able to play, are they? And obviously their confidence goes because they're just they're incapable of getting it.
The other thing that comes into play, I'm sure we'd all agree with this, is, I mean, when you are the opposition playing this Chelsea side, managed by that manager, Jose Mourinho, when you go 2 goals down, you know it's pretty much game over.
Oh, totally.
You know?
And then you've got 70 minutes to go.
Yeah, it must be incredibly dispiriting.
More, 80 minutes to go. When was the second goal? 26 was it? No, it was the second goal.
They were 4-0 up inside 35 minutes, but they scored the third and the fourth within about a minute of each other. So basically we scored after 49 seconds, then 19 minutes.
Picture, that one there.
Then 34. What was
Put
wrong with
that picture back up. Where did it go? Who's that?
Well, it's basically, okay, I should explain this for those of you who are watching this live, but I've now kind of decided to go down the stock image route, okay? So when we don't have a photograph from the wonderful Debs, also known as at CFC Unofficial, I delve back into her library of photographs that she's provided with us in the past to give the picture that we need. So actually that was from the game where, is that Solanke? I think it is, isn't it? I think
yes,
it
is.
Yeah, it might have been against Maribor or something.
No, it's Lisbon.
Sporting
Lisbon.
But actually, the real image there was Mourinho. That was the point.
Yeah.
Look, just another quick thing, which I think is worth talking about as well. I mean, what was your? Okay, here we go. What was your favourite goal, Sophie? Because they're all beautiful in their own little ways.
To be honest, was it Oscar's first or second?
That second one was where you had that interpassing between Hazard and Farrell.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Which was just outrageous.
No, do you actually know my favourite shot?
Yeah.
When Oscar went literally
He just walloped it.
wide of the goal.
Well, he didn't score, did he?
I know, but that was like I've never seen a goal.
Yes, you have. He
come
did it
that
earlier in the
close.
season. He did it with a
that close?
Yeah.
Keep it
Oh,
He scored.
He scored.
He's done it before.
When I watched the replay, I just thought, Jesus Christ, that was so close. I think his second goal is my favourite, just because, I don't know, Oscar's goals just seem to come in long and fast, and I like that.
I love Costa.
Oh, for God's sake.
Anyway.
We know a song about that.
Can I talk about Costa's...
Sorry.
Costa's second other goal.
The true geniuses of comedy always compound the first thing that they said with something as a follow-up. You are a genius of comedy, Sophie Rose.
Well,
thank you very much.
try.
I'm honoured to be in your presence, I have to say.
Is there a third? There should be rule of 3, though,
Top up,
surely.
yeah. Rule of 3.
Yeah,
Yeah, you and I, we know our.
Yeah, we
We've
know.
studied
We know.
comedy
We
at
have,
school, didn't we?
we have,
That's right.
yeah.
Anyway, you were going to say.
A comedy lesson. I love the way that Costa scores because he just thwacks the ball in.
That second
with
one.
such, yeah.
That was actually my favourite goal. I loved.
He's just such a bully, isn't he? Such a beast. He just goes out and he goes.
It's so great.
All right,
It's so great to have someone up front.
We need to talk about Costa more.
No, we will, but I've been kind. I mean, we're a bit all over the shop tonight, as you probably figured out. You know, I mean,
Chidge, don't be upset.
Yeah, well, I'm not upset at all.
I think there's a kernel of professionalism
Chidge is
there.
upset, everyone.
There's a kernel
feel better already.
all the way
No,
through.
but look, the thing. Hang on a minute.
The middle of it, the heart of the show is
the reason
great.
why it's not because it's technically all gone Pt.2. It's because we're so excited about the fact we've just seen such a brilliant performance. That's why.
We're trying to spew it out, aren't we?
Yeah,
That's why we've missed the script completely because we're coming out with stuff.
We're ejaculating all of this excitement
everywhere.
about
There's
football.
huge ejaculation.
It is.
Oh my God! I'm not even excited about the game. I'm just excited about how we're playing.
I'll tell you what, Jonathan. You could say that we've just Gary Monked all over this programme.
Did we?
Anyway, finally.
Sorry to anybody who's watching this on under 18. Chidge just being naughty.
I'm very, very naughty. Anyway, look, what I really wanted to talk about for the whole of this part and not managed to do so at all is talk about this. Were Chelsea perfect? Jose Mourinho said, Charlie, that Chelsea were perfect.
Yeah.
Or that was it perfect?
Yes, it was. Yes. Yes, it was. It was typical. Wait,
It's such a perfect game.
I like it.
What's the rest of that
All
song?
my concerns about
I'm
us.
I'm glad I spent it
with you.
I'm glad I played it with you.
Keep me hanging on.
Enough. I don't like that song anymore.
No, me neither.
Sophie, go on.
All my concerns, literally, about thinking, oh, are we having our little dip now?
Yeah.
Literally, I was so happy with that performance because I thought, God, we've definitely somehow got it back within this. Well, within.
You know what?
Absolutely.
People have been saying. Sorry, I don't mean to cut over you, but people have been saying for ages that actually we were due to give somebody a spanking. And, I think that was the match.
But not only that, do you know the thing I said first after I seen the overall result? is that I really, really believe that those 5 goals at the end of the season, if anything does happen
Yeah.
or whatever, are going to so help us. Because to be honest, come end of January, whenever it was, we were only top on alphabetical order.
Yeah.
So, those 5 goals are going to make such a difference. And to top it off, I went to sleep and woke up and I said a lovely 2-0 on Sunday.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
great.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, that
yeah,
match. Yeah, I listened to it on the radio. That
Agree
really
with
made
me.
me laugh.
Yeah.
I think. Sorry, Charlie. Go.
Sorry. In fact, I think it was the perfect Mourinho performance because it was so powerful and fast for those 40 minutes, and then he just completely killed the game in typical Mourinho fashion. And Ancelotti probably would have won that about 7-3.
Well, you see, you're getting into this
yeah.
because I mean, you see, the thing is, do you know what it reminded me of? That first 35 minutes, I thought, blimey, this reminds me of Germany versus Brazil in the World Cup semi-final.
Yeah,
and we played the same way as that unbelievably good German side. Did. We were clinical, we scored our goals, we were all over them like a rash, and they were, as Jonathan said earlier on, they were overwhelmed.
And do you know what I think we had this time? Because I always think teams have a certain quality. Like I think Man City are powerful. I think that we're really creative, but I thought we really had loads of power and pace.
Yeah, that's what you need.
Yeah.
Can we go back to the question,
mix.
which was it perfect? And I would say no, because Willian hit the bar twice.
Well, thank you, Jonathan. I was going to exactly that because I thought Oscar was a bit sloppy with his passing, but actually that's not the point. It could and should have been at least 10-0. I mean, that Matic put one over the bar. Costa should have scored, which ironically he then put the ball back for Willian to hit the bar.
That's right.
Willian hit the post. And there's about another 3 or 4 chances which on another day they would have scored. I mean, I thought they were very clinical, but they were also quite profligate.
And yet it was still one of the great performances.
Okay, well, where does it rank then? Because you see, I mean, I've been. Okay, just a quick overview. I think, without doubt, we are seeing some of the best football played ever by a Chelsea side.
I agree completely.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But I would say, Charlie made this point. Oh, it's a great point. I remember when Ancelotti was in charge, we played some superb football when we were duffing people up 8-0. That was. I mean, I just think back to that and I think, blimey, that was some pretty
Who was
super
in charge
stuff.
when we won against Aston Villa 8-0?
Ancelotti.
Was it?
Although I can't even begin to. Didn't give somebody an 8.
QPR,
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I think, obviously it'll remain to be seen. And don't get me wrong, I thought Ancelotti was fantastic, and that season won the double was great. But I do think this team seems to have a bit more steel than that team. We'll have to see. I mean, that team's performance was pretty limp in the Champions League.
I tell you what.
Yes,
do you know what?
Inter Milan.
It was.
Give us a right going over.
He says the measure of the team, he said, is that if it wins the Champions
It's got to
League.
win stuff.
That's what he said.
Well, we won the double with
he
Ancelotti playing that kind of football. Remember?
I don't want to moan about that double-winning team at all. Won the double, it's fantastic. But I do think this team has a bit more bite and a bit more power, and hopefully that will be born out from
just so accurate.
a sort of digging deep.
Apart from the ones they missed. So.
No. But no. Look, I don't. Honestly, I would never want Matic or Willian or anything to compromise the way they play just because they're not getting enough goals.
No, well, I'm glad they shot more.
What Willian does for the team, he really does make a difference. He's the one who can come on and change the game a little bit. And same with Matic, he is the main reason we've won quite a lot of games this season.
Totally.
And I think also, I just think this season, Jose is really working with him on. He must be in training on how set. Is there such thing as set passing?
That's in part 3.
Okay.
But I mean,
My fault.
Who's grumpy now? I tell
we won't read
you,
it.
Chidge is very grumpy today.
We won't read it, Chidge. You know that.
thinking back to that team as well. I mean, can you see Malouda or Anelka getting in this side?
No, not really.
Exactly.
But I mean, I think there are other. Very quickly.
And they were both
no, I
great that
can't.
season.
Can we pick this up in the next part because we've got to go to a break? Annoyingly, but what I want to talk about, Jonathan, is I agree with the fact that it's not perfect, but I also want to mention some of the older sides that there was football before 2004, and we'll talk about that coming up in a short time because we're going to have a quick ad break. We'll be back in a sec.